Hello everyone, I'm Havoc and this is Minecraft All the Mods 3. We are back at it today and I'm over here by our mine colony because I want to take today's episode and do some work on this. I am looking at adding a few buildings and you'll notice I have a warehouse, a delivery man, and some citizens' huts in my inventory, or the main interface block for them. And what I want to look at is setting some things down for the future. We're not necessarily going to use them just yet, but I want them placed so I understand how big they're going to be. I'm going to have a warehouse behind the builder's house here. So somewhere back in here. And I've done a little bit of terraforming in this area, and you'll see I've cleared a lot of the mess that was around here. There was lava there, there was oil there. I've cleaned that up, filled in holes, and got things prepared because I want to continue the expansion here, and I don't want all of the things that are in the way to be cleared out by the builder, as it takes her a lot longer than it takes me. And we're going to continue along our pathway where essentially the dock is going to be one main entrance into our kingdom, and then in that direction I'm going to have a gate, or actually there might be a gate over there, I'm not sure, but we're going to have a pathway that comes from a dock that we build that comes through here, goes around, it'll go up, there'll be some stairs. I'm probably going to build some fountains in front of the castle that will be there eventually. Do a little market area and turn around. I want the delivery man there, the warehouse somewhere around here, and then farms maybe back in that direction. We'll see as we grow in those directions, but I definitely know right now what I want to do is come over here and see how big the warehouse is going to be. So, warehouse, medieval oak, and level 1 is going to be pretty small. Looks a little bit odd. But level 5 is going to be really, really big. And I want it tucked back in here behind this. So we're going to need to rotate it. For one, I don't know where the front of this thing is. We're going to find it though. We're looking around, I think. Okay, so it looks like this looks like the front. So now I need to shift it over quite a few and back a good bit because I want it tucked back in here behind where this house is going to be. So this little block is the boundary for this house, and this bit right here is the boundary for the house. This is the builder's house, and the little block shows the edge, and the boundary for this one is this grass block right here. So I have a little bit of room, and I want to kind of fit it back in here nearby, but not too close. So if I do that, that leaves a 1 block difference, and I'm worried that when these expand, the roofs might be kind of overlapping or touching, but that might actually give a really cool effect. There'll be like a 1 block space is what I'm kind of expecting. And that might be neat. It'll give you what feels like a alleyway right here, but this is a little too low. So I want to bring it up 1, and I do want it to be at a lower height than this house. This house is going to be kind of up on a hill, and I'll probably do what will look like a retaining wall along here, and this might be an alleyway to get around to the back. We'll see. But I definitely want the road to continue and come around and curve in this direction. Like I said, there'll be a market right over here. But this looks pretty good. I think I like the height. I either like that one or we go up 1 more. But no, I definitely like this height. So this is what it'll look like at tier 5. But we're not to tier 5 yet. Also, I want to make sure that I'm not touching. I am not. I have 1 block gap before I get to this corner and a 1 block gap before I get to that corner. And I left a little bit of gap, a little space between these two as well, so they're not touching when they're at the final. And that'll look good. I think that'll fit in perfectly when these are all expanded if there's too much space between them, they don't look realistic. I want a when it's the final tier, the tier 5, I want it to look like a built-up city, not a spread out, poor place. A peasant's town. I want this to be a city. So I think we're going to hit the check mark for this one. Let's look at what it looks like at tier 1. So there's definitely going to be some building up. She's going to be asking for a lot of dirt. Also, it's turning nighttime. So we are going to go ahead and sleep to prevent any kind of issues that might happen there. And now we are going to hit the check mark. And that placed down our block, the warehouse block right over here. And I want to put a little bit of dirt up under it so that you can get up to it. And this will be swapped out when the builder gets around to finally doing whatever they need to do for this. But this way you can get up here, because I don't know if they need to interact with this. I'm fairly certain also that there's no entity that you assign to this one, that you assign a delivery man and they interface with the warehouse, even though they still have to have a delivery man's building as well. But we're not going to worry about building that one just yet. I just wanted to get a good look at what it will be. And now I want to have a look at where we might place the delivery man. Having seen that the front of this thing is going to be all the way out to here, that means our road is going to come around because it overhangs, and our road will just kind of walk. It'll go right underneath where that overhang is later on and come along here, which means our delivery man probably needs to be really close by. And I'm thinking about maybe even putting it up one more so there's a little height variation where there's a little step down to get to the warehouse. And I'm thinking right in front of the warehouse would definitely be where I would put a delivery man's place for sure. You need to be near your work. Let's look at how this thing is. It's kind of strange here. We're going to go straight to the tier 5 and see what the tier 5 delivery man's house looks like. So it has very flat back to it. And this is clearly the front. So we're going to turn it so the front is facing towards where our warehouse will be. And it's up just a bit. I do want it to be up one layer. And I think that's going to achieve this for us. And I don't want there to be too much space between the two. Well, it will be a main road that comes through here, so we'll leave it with that. I think this is going to look really nice. I just need to do a little bit of terraforming. And then we need to see what it will look like tier 1. It's definitely going to have to be built up tier 1 as well, and that's fine. I want a little bit of a ledge there. So if I say, let's see, I don't want the corners to line up perfectly, and I don't want it to be in a grid. I want it to feel more natural. So no grids, no every building in a line kind of thing. I want a little bit of offset to each building. So we're going to shift this one so it's got 2 difference between the corners. And I also know that the building doesn't take up every single block. Actually, this one almost does here. So yeah, it's probably a good thing I shift that. And we're going to say, okay, I like where that's at. And I need to fill up to underneath there. Now, you may have noticed things look a little bit different in my inventory and our setup over here. I have upgraded some machines, made new machines, and swapped everything around, cleaned this place up a good bit. We picked up our kitchen and our farming area. I've made a surplus of food, so I don't need that down all the time. I have plenty of food to last for quite a while. And this little wireless access point, in conjunction with my wireless crafting terminal, allows me to access all of my items and everything that I have all the way over here. If I just hit the right button, you can see I have access to anything that I might want, including some dirt. If I want to grab dirt, I can grab dirt. And I think I could reach all the way over here. Let's see. Yes, I still am within range all the way out here. And that's perfect. I like it. I am just going to place a little bit down here so you can get around to that. And then when the builder comes over here to do all this, she could do a lot of terraforming here for us. I'm going to add just a bit of dirt in. That way she doesn't have to do as much because she's a bit slow, much slower than I am. But I'm not going to be building either of these right this minute, I don't think. That might change. We'll see. What I want to figure out is what best serves the people that I have left. I have 3 citizens, and I can recall them right here with this button. And oh, you're all standing inside of each other, spread out. There you go. Only one of my 4 citizens has a job. The other 3 are unemployed, and I need to find good work for them. Now, I've been bringing them food and just dropping it in their inventory. They're eating boiled eggs because it's simple and easy, and they don't complain about it. So I bring them massive amounts of boiled eggs. But I want them to kind of take care of themselves. And when they don't have food, they demand a restaurant. So that's probably definitely something that I want to figure out. And it sounds like a building that would be really close to town square. You know, a restaurant would be somewhere around here. We may even make the market a little further up, maybe on the top of that hill, in order to place a restaurant a little closer to town center over here. So that would be the next thing that I want to look at and figure out at what height I really want that one to be. So this is only going to show me houses because I have houses in my inventory. I have gone ahead and made several of the blocks from Minecolonies, so I already have the restaurant prepared. The recipes for these are super simple. It's usually just some type of wood, something in the middle that changes what it is, and your building tool, and that makes your Minecolony block. It's not hard at all. So let's change this cook, huh? I want it to be medieval oak. And wow, it's actually super big for just a level 1 in my opinion. We are going to shift it over and maybe turn it around so the front, wow, it's massive, holy cow. I'm actually very surprised at the size of this thing, just tier 1. What does it look like tier 5? Oh wow. This is going to be beautiful when it's finished. But also, it's really big. I wasn't expecting it to be so big. I mean, it makes sense. This is what, like an inn on the inside, not just the restaurant. It has rooms and whatnot. Yeah, so it's kind of like the inn. Food, drink, and stay if you need it. So that's why it's going to be big. But I still want to make sure that it is near the center of town. And this block denotes the edge of the castle. And the castle is going to be up high. The castle will end up being where this dirt block is. This is the bottom. And then there will be stairs that come down from this, which means there's going to be a brick wall of some sort that I build up to make a retaining wall over here and some kind of fountains. So I need room, and I need to consider the fact that I need a little bit of space right there. And, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Is it going to pop up in the same spot? No. So let's fly over here and bring it this way again, and turn it. We want it to face like so. And that's going to be too high later on, but it's so big. It's crazy. let's just shift it past the castle completely. And we've got 2 blocks past the castle, and there'll be a taller wall over here as well. So, it's going to be really big. It's going to take up a lot of this area. Let's shift it forward a little bit. That means what we're probably going to end up doing is just moving the market out here somewhere in order to maintain a beautiful little area that comes down through here. And we may be able to bring this back just a touch. We're definitely going to drop it to somewhere right in there. Feels about right. It's a better height, which means the castle will tower over it. It'll be nice. And we can have market space in the back. I need to sleep. And then we can look at getting something built. I'm probably going to start with the restaurant, even though there won't be any food for the restaurant, so maybe a farm is a good thing to start with. You are going to be very busy here in just a minute, ma'am. Don't you worry. Let's see, how's this going to look? There's going to be a lot of landfill to place in here, and that's quite all right with me. I like it. We're going to say that's where it goes. Grab some more dirt. And now I realize that I'm going to need to clear more space around this thing. After all the clearing I did, and then these buildings end up being massive. Alright. So we're going to have a restaurant, and that'll employ one of the 3, probably a delivery man, in order to get food from wherever it's produced to that restaurant, and then we need whatever produces the food, which would be either a farmer or the pig person. I forget what that was called exactly. Let's say at Minecolonies. Swineherder's hut. Swineherder's hut will definitely be the thing we're going to go with, because we need pork chop for our plowman's lunch anyways. We can have our mine colony cook it for themselves and also kind of, borrow or tax them. Cook pork chop for me to eat with my plowman's lunch. But I think what we're going to do now is definitely look at getting the restaurant up and running as soon as possible. So I want to know what it's going to take in order to make this thing. But before I do that, let's clear out some space. These little things are what would be the biggest issue for her. It takes her forever to find every little flower and break them, and grass and stone and stick. But if I take it out for her, it will alleviate a lot of those problems. And now we can look at the list. I'm going to go to build options. This one's not that hard. So 84 cobblestone, 77 dirt, a furnace, 2 oak pressure plates. Let's start at the top of the list and just say 2 stacks of cobble, 2 stacks of dirt. And we're going to need to come over to the builder's hut. This is where these items need to be at. But I can open this up, say 2 stacks of dirt, easy. 2 stacks of cobble, also easy. Let's put this directly into her area. And we're going to put away a few things, so I have more room. Up next was a furnace and a pressure plate. We can very easily make some pressure plates, make a whole stack. Same thing with the furnaces. Just make a whole stack, and we will put entire stacks in here for her, which means she'll have some to put back, but that's okay. Now we just need to figure out what the rest of the ingredients were, and I can put them into my inventory and then go make a big dump all at once. So we can do this right here. Come back, say build options. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of oak wood and a stack of cobblestone stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks of oak wood, stack of cobblestone stairs, and then we're going to move down. We've got the timber frames. We're going to need 26 of the left right and 26 of the right left, so we're just going to take a stack of each and a stack of the plane. Alright, so we're going to look up timber frames. We've got right left, left right, and plane. Super simple. Now we need 2 stacks of planks and a whole lot of stairs. So let's do a stack of fences and planks next. Planks, fence, and now we're going to look at these wooden stairs. Actually, let's go ahead and make a whole bunch more planks and put them away so that we can get out exactly how many we need. And that's going to be 411. That's crazy. 411. Let's see, so 64, 128, 192, 256. That's 4 stacks. So we can put in another 64, 2, 3 more, 8 stacks. 8 stacks should do that. It's quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay, or 9. There'll be a little extra, and that's fine. Sometimes I get click happy. We did the oak fence. We need a stack of gravel, some oak doors, oak slabs, cobblestone slabs. Okay. Cobblestone slabs. A whole stack. The oak slabs. Super easy. Do a whole stack of those. I missed something. What did I miss there? Doors, glass panes, and gravel. Right, so gravel, stack. The doors are easy. I may actually already have some in here. I sure do. We're going to take them out. Glass panes. I have 26. We should be able to make more. I have a lot of things in my system, which makes this so much easier than before, where I was running back and forth to check a whole lot of different chests for items. And we need a stack of torches and then some racks. The rack is a new item. It's from the mod itself. Where are we at? Super simple to make. We'll make as many as we can. 46. And then some torches. Stack of torches. That should be everything that they need in order to build it, except for probably a little bit more dirt. I'm going to put these items downstairs. And then we're going to give her plenty of dirt, just in case there's a need to do a whole lot of terraforming. And she may need a couple more shovels as well. Oops. I have it sorted by the number of items. So as I'm taking stuff out of the system and the amount goes down, it shifts down. But I could just search what I need up here. She should be good. She's got lots of dirt and plenty of things going on there. I like it. So now what I'm going to do is get her building. All right, and here we have the restaurant completed. I am going to include some footage now of this thing being built. It did take quite a while to do, So that's just going to take up the end of this video here. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that like button down below. I really do appreciate it. And if you think this is a really cool build and you like how the colony is going, feel free to head down in the comments and say something. Say, hey, I want to see, such and such. I want to see you do more colony building. I want to see you do more of the planning. I want to see more time lapses with the buildings being built and all of those things, and I will take that into consideration and definitely get back with you. And I appreciate each and every one of you for all of your likes, your follows, and your comments, and I will see you all next time.